All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about, I get this question quite a lot, but the question is, should you buy or should I buy a used Tesla right now? I guess a lot of people are trying to figure out what's the best deal, how to get the best deal right now, and are the used prices, are they good yet? Because they've been inflated for such a long time because Tesla has raised prices as well. So is it time to save money, or are you going to save money by buying a used Tesla right now? So we're going to get into it on today's video. I think I have a good idea. We're going to, of course, take a look at auction values. We're going to look at the current trend of the used Tesla market right now. And then we're just going to go and try and find all the cheapest used Teslas for each year. Like, what's the cheapest out there in the country? And like, is it worth it? Is it a good deal or is it not for the Model 3, the Model Y, the S and the X? But that's what we're going to get. That's what we're going to get into in today. And that's what we're going to answer. Is it time or is it a good idea to buy a used Tesla right now? So welcome back to the channel and thanks for watching another video, and let's roll the intro real quick. Welcome back to the other channel. My name is Dennis. If you're new here, I've owned a Model 3, a Model Y, and a Model S, and I love talking about best Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically getting the best deal on a Tesla, or selling your Tesla, or even financing your Tesla at the best possible rate. So if you're new here, please hit that like and definitely hit that subscribe. So let's take a look. So this is cargurus.com. This is kind of like a price trends. They look at the retail average price across the country, and we can start to see that the Tesla prices are definitely coming off of its high. You can see in the summertime, spring, summer, late summer, it was definitely hitting its peak around here, but right now it is starting to trend down, that's for sure. So this is all of Tesla used vehicles as a whole. You can see down 14% for the Model 3 and the Model S, down 11% for the Model X, and down 13% or 12.65 for the Model Y. So you can see it's definitely trending down. Definitely, it's normal, right? You buy a used car and it's going to lose value when you drive it off the lot, and that's just normal. It's normal at the end of the day. So let's take a look. So we're going to jump into here. I guess, should we look at the cheap ones first, or let's look at the auctions? I guess let's look at the auctions first. Well, so this is Manheim. This is auctions. If you don't know, this is wholesale to wholesale, dealers selling to each other, and then the dealers buy from each other and then go ahead and retail them at retail prices. So let's see if we can find any movement on any of this. So I'm putting in 2022 Tesla Model 3 long range. It's Thursday now, end of Thursday. So hopefully we got some data and see if this is trending down. And I think it is, because I'm pretty sure this was in the 50s beforehand. So you can see this is the history, and yes, for sure, we are trending down. I guess dealers are getting scared. They don't want to pay as much because there's a lot of numbers right here that start with 4, and there's a lot of numbers down here that start with 5. So we are now getting into the high 40s, I would say, for a 2022 Model 3, which is good, right? Because a Model 3 long range is it was at around a 55K to 57K. And if we look at our Tesla price history tracker right here, there's people out there that could have bought a Model 3 long range with a base price of low 50s, maybe even 51, or maybe even under 50, like depending on how long ago you ordered. But definitely interesting. Probably most of these people were ordered around here about $53,000. So they don't want to lose too much money, right? But if you're wholesaling it, that means you've already traded to a dealer, and it looks like it's about a 10%, maybe even 10 to 15% hit already, depending on their purchase price. So that's good. This is healthy. This is normal. I guess if I was looking to buy a 2022 Tesla Model 3, or maybe even a 2021, low 40s is probably what I want to be at. So let's go jump over to cars.com. Let's see if we can find the cheapest. Let's see if we can find the cheapest Model 3 in general. What is that like across the country? What is the cheapest one? Of course, we're going to probably find some salvage ones in here, but okay, right here, $37,000 for 2020. Of course, that's not the cheapest because it's actually sponsored, but this has got to be like some sort of like salvage or accident one, because that's absolutely insane. $22,000. That can't be real. This one, I mean, that dealer has bad reviews, probably not real at all. Cars to sell, I mean, they got good reviews, so maybe 30, maybe low 30s is like the new price point. This is Chapman Auto. We see this one all the time. It's kind of interesting. A lot of these have like interesting reviews. Let's just try and find one from like not a used car lot, maybe a dealership. So okay, Kelly Ford, low 33,000 for a 2019 Model 3 standard range. So if you're going for like cheap, I mean, I would try and go for like a 29, maybe even low $30,000 point. But that's not a bad daily driver if you had to get in a car. Like, you're gonna save on gas. You'll definitely save on some maintenance, but you never know. I probably wouldn't buy a Tesla past 100,000 miles. So you definitely got to be pretty careful with that. So let's jump over to the Model Y, because I know a lot of you like to, most people I think want to buy a Model Y over a Model 3, but I guess it's 50-50. I might do a poll on that. Like, would you prefer the Model Y or Model 3? Because I'm definitely curious. So here, taking a look at the Model Y, definitely similar trends. So same thing. We see a lot of numbers here start with like a 6, or maybe even a 5.9, and now we are starting to see mid 5s, high 50s. So I guess like a good price. I don't know, because this is tough because the prices have increased so much on the Model Y. I'm still remembering the days when a Model Y long range was like 55, mid 50s. So I still want to pay like low 50s for a Model Y. But let's take a look to see, is that even possible for like a 2022? I don't think so. Let's put in like the cheapest 2022 Model Y out there. Okay, this one looks interesting. Okay, no reviews on it, so maybe it's a little sketchy, and also it's a performance. This one's definitely sketchy. I'd be pretty hesitant on this one. Okay, here, so the cheapest, this looks like a legit one. The cheapest long range, at least 2022, because you don't want to get too much older on that, is 56, 57. But you gotta remember, these used ones, it's because they're like older technology. Tesla just made a huge update for the Model Y, and that actually included the comfort suspension. And this is the recommendation that I actually give. If you're like me and you got like, a weird neck issue, and you're pretty like, observant of like suspensions, and if you drive a luxury car right now, you are going to feel the harshness of a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y. And I don't know if it's because like the sportiness of the suspension, or it's just like they want to make it stiff with the ride or whatever, but Model Ys are not comfortable. The suspension is not that comfortable at all. I mean, some people are okay with it, but if you're used to like a BMW, a Mercedes, or even a Lexus, that suspension is way more comfortable. I would say a Model 3, we're talking about Model Y, but a Model 3 suspension is even worse than like a Toyota Camry, and like a Model Y is probably like maybe like right above a RAV4. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like a RAV4 is more comfortable. I drove my friend's RAV4, and it was just way more comfortable than that. If we switch this to Model S and Model X, it just gets way uglier. So let's just put it in Model X, because I think we did this the other day. And wow, okay, here we go. I did not expect a 107. We're only looking at refreshes here, because I actually don't recommend the older ones, because there's just too many issues with like the older Model X's, I would say, with like the Falcon doors. But here we go. Wait, actually, I'm not even looking at this one. I'm actually going to be looking at this one, because this says it's a plaid. And if it's a plaid for that price, that seems to be way too good to be true. I don't think it actually is, because there's no badge here. So I'm pretty sure this is not a badge. It's probably mislabeled, but 107. We are finally in the 107s. This is good, because so definitely by January, especially when the 2023 model years start to get delivered in people's hands and people start trying to sell them or flip them, so to speak, we are going to see a high 90s, a Model X, a 2022 Model X, and I cannot wait, because that's the price point I am looking for a used Model X, because I've had the other 3 ones. This is kind of the last one on the bucket list, so to speak, but I don't want to lose too much money. I mean, no one does, right? So I want to make sure my price point is good before I get in and I get out. So let me give you guys the tip on what I do when I'm searching for a used car. I go to sites like Car Buyer USA, which is a site that I recommend a lot for selling your car. They're a wholesaler. They make the transaction the most easiest. They give you a number up front. They show up, take your car, give you a check, and they're on their way. So, and they also offer the highest as well. So what I do is I take the vehicle I'm interested in. So let's say I'm interested in a 2022 Tesla Model X, right? And so I take the vehicle that I'm interested in. So the one right here, I think was, what was that? Like, I've already forgot. So it was like, let's see, 11,516 miles. So let me take that vehicle. I'm going to put it in as a Model X. And then of course it's just a long range. So 11,516. And then I go in and put and see what the wholesale number is on this. So the wholesale number is 92.6. So then I go back, I message the seller. I'm saying, hey, I'm interested in your vehicle, but I'm interested in your vehicle at, unfortunately, I kind of brought them up a little bit. I just hit them with a low number. I say, hey, I'm really interested. I'm seeing the market is going down, but, your car calling, I'm trying to bar them up. Don't just hit them harsh, but you talk to them back and forth, maybe show up, drive the vehicle, try to pick at it, see if there's any issues. You say, hey, like, I don't want to lowball you, but I think my budget, you say it's on your fault, your budget, right? My budget is $94,000 because, they're kind of in that same situation. They're in a situation where they can either sell it private to someone or they can sell it to a wholesaler like CarMax, Carvana, Car Buyer USA, and this is the number that they're going to get potentially. They might even get lower numbers. There's definitely potentially a bet they're going to get lower numbers. So 94 is what I would thought. So basically add like $1,000 to $2,000 above the wholesale number, and then just take your shot. That's kind of just my advice on how to buy a used car. So let me know your guys' thought on that. What do you guys think? If that's like a good strategy, or if you think that's like a low ball or something like that. But it doesn't hurt to ask. I mean, people shouldn't get offended. I certainly don't get offended. Whenever I see a low ball number for something like that, I just hit him back with a counter. That's all you can do. You can always go back and forth and back and forth. But yeah, Greg, welcome back. There are a lot of people that just bought to flip, which is keeping the used prices higher than they should be. I mean, I don't feel bad that they are going to be losing some money. Exactly, yeah. And what it is, it's just a lot of dealers that have bought these flippers cars and they're just kind of just sitting there like with their thumbs like this. So it's actually really bad if you think about it. But thanks for watching this quick video on the used car market and if you should buy a Tesla. Definitely throw some questions in the comments. This video is actually sponsored by my Calendly link. Definitely check that out below in the description if you're interested. It's basically a one-on-one call with me if you want to ask any questions about buying a Tesla, and you get a link to my buying guide, which has all the resources that I get to get a best deal on a Tesla. But thanks for watching this quick video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.